Hello, and this is the finale for Tour de Fleece. It's finally the final day. I have all the totals. Yes! Because this is not the final day, I'm recording this the day after. But it does not matter. It does not matter. Well, it does matter, because then the numbers are accurate. Yes! Because I'm not recording in the evening when it's dark. That would be bad. I've had enough of a battle with the lighting as it is. And it's 6 o'clock. During summer, no less. And already, this is probably the 8th attempt at this intro. Probably. And that's probably an underestimation. So let's just not go there. I have tried this too many times. Let us start from the top. Yes. And let us go through. I shall show you all the items, all the delicious, wonderful things we managed to do during this Tour de Fleece. But first, I shall right a wrong. Because last video, I said, oh, last year I was so stressed. There's no way I did Tour de Fleece last year. I was so stressed. Yeah, the numbers don't lie. And I have numbers for last year. And they're not 0. Last year, 2025, I have it right here, notebook. Last year, I spun 75 grams during Tour de Fleece. Not 0, 70. Did I say 75? I have it in front of me and I managed to say the wrong number. Oh, this is going so well. Oh no. 95 grams is the correct number, yes. 2025, last year, managed to spin 95 grams of wool. And that came to a total of 465.8 meters across 2 skeins. 2 skeins. One was 49 grams and the second one 49 grams and 247.5 meters. And the second skein was 46 grams and 218.3 meters. Those are some pretty big skeins. I don't normally make skeins that big, evidently. Which is interesting and slightly concerning because I was like, oh, I can totally beat last year's totals easily because I didn't do anything last year. And then I actually looked at the numbers and I'm like, you did a lot last year. Holy cow. Now I've kind of looked at the numbers, I do have a vague memory of just sitting on the couch like a zombie with my drop spindle and just sort of like sat going just like all day long. Just like complete zombie mode. Not like doing anything else other than just like mindlessly spinning. Which is kind of wild because I'd only been spinning for a few months at that point. So that's genuinely quite interesting. Because I might not have beaten my 2025 totals. Well then. I'm smiling and laughing because I already know the answer. You will have to wait. Because I'm going to make you wait. Right. During this year's Tour de Fleece, we started off with a sample that I was sent when I purchased this bobbin. I was sent a sample. A 16-gram sample of a merino silk blend, which I shall now go grab, and the camera will behave itself. Yes, it will. I found it. This one! Oh no, camera, please don't. We're not playing silly games now. There we are. You can now see! Isn't it lovely? No, come on. There we go. There we go. Wonderful. This is a merino silk blend. I managed to confirm it by looking at the company's website. And they have exactly one yarn that looks, fibre, that looks even vaguely like this. And it's merino silk blend. And that very much attaches that makes sense for how the spin was, because the merino felt very bitty as I was drafting it, while the silk felt very like woo and very slippery, which checks out with everything I know about merino and silk. So this was a very nice spin, and it produced some really, really beautiful yarn. Beautiful sunshine yellow, yes, the golden yellow, little bits of white in there from the silk. Big fan. I really like this. It's really quite beautiful. Now to the second spin. Now part of this was in progress before we started on Tour de Fleece. And that was, I believe it was this one. Not this one. That's wrong. This one. It's this one. And as you can see, or not see, there we go. It's got this beautiful green and black barber pole. Now this is 12 grams. This is 12 grams. And it is 66.8 meters, which puts it in the fingering weight category. While this is 84.8 meters. So this is very, very light by comparison. That one's fingering weight. This one might be a light fingering, even like a bit of a lace weight. This is ridiculously thin. I didn't intend to spin it that thin, but I did. So this is pretty much the thinnest thing I've ever spun. Not intentionally at all, but accidentally. Which, you know, beginner. That's like classic beginner thing, where you can't really control your thickness very well, but I ended up with a pair of pretty skeins. They're pretty little mini skeins. They're adorable. They're not 95 grams though, are they? So last time we spoke, I had my sort of lightweight drop spindle, which was a relatively new purchase, and I put some yellow Corriedale onto it. Now, I can inform you with great excitement. On the last day of Tour de Fleece, I did in fact finish spinning it. I did. Not plied, but spun. This is 20 grams. Don't know how many meters yet. 20 grams. And it's looking pretty darn consistent. There's a few issues here and there where I struggle to put it on the bobbin, not gonna lie. But that's beautiful sunshiny yellow. It's gorgeous. That's like properly nice. It's honestly like this just golden sunshine. Beautiful. And my family in my yellow era, well, this one was a sample, so this wasn't even my choice, but you know, I'm not mad about it. That's not bad at all, is it? That's pretty good. Like, if it was just that, I would be very happy with my progress. However, I have a confession to make. Yesterday was Sunday, and I usually don't work on a Sunday. So, and yesterday, unusually, very rare, I had no obligations and nothing to do, so I finished the spinning. And maybe I did this too. That's 40 grams in one day, in a matter of just a couple of hours. Yeah, that lighter weight drop spindle is much faster. Before I was spinning about 1 gram every 20 minutes. I was spinning about 5 to 7 grams every 20 minutes with that drop spindle. It's over there at the moment, which is why I'm pointing over there. So yeah, that's 20 grams. That's 40 grams together. It's insane. I never knew I could make that much progress. I should have recorded it more. But then again, I probably made that amount of progress because I wasn't recording. I'm a terrible YouTuber. So, as you're probably aware, on my spindle, I had some leftover, I think it was some black. No, it was green. No, it was black. Sorry. I had some leftover black on one of my bobbins. And I didn't have a matching green because I want to make more of this barber pole. I didn't have more green spun up. Well, about that. Yeah. Not only did I, because I worked it out. And essentially there was about 12 grams. I weighed my bobbins, and there's about 12 grams of green on the bobbin. No, black. It was black. A black on the bobbin. So I grabbed from my stash 12 grams of green to match this green. And then applied those because I was like, oh, it's only 12 grams each. That's like way less than I'd normally make for a skein. You know, I kind of try to aim for 20 grams per bobbin, if that actually makes sense. This is a two-ply barber pole. And I filled up the bobbin, and then I'm like, well, the bobbin's full, and that really didn't take very long. It took me less than an hour. So then I applied it. So now I have a third skein that you were totally unaware of. I'm sorry, I'm terrible at this. And I have the numbers for it. That was 25 grams. This is 25 grams total. It's about 12.5 per fiber. And it is, in fact, 128.6 meters. Which is, again, about fingering weight. I don't know what it is with me. I just consistently thin fingering weight. Yeah, they're pretty much bang on the same sort of weight. Oh, you really can't see, can you? There you go. They're pretty bang on the same weight, I would say. It's really kind of not easy to tell. But yeah, they're about the same weight. And even after that, I still have a little bit black on my bobbin still. But this is way less than what was there before. Before, the bobbin was like way bigger. And you know, I was like looking at it feeling like, how is there such a big difference between the black and the green? I should measure, I should weigh it. I should weigh my bobbins. And that's exactly what I did. So I managed to get much closer. It's still a bit silly though. And because I thought this is a bit silly, I can't really do much with this, I made the decision yesterday that what would go on my spindle next would be the black. And that's what I have here. And this is how much progress I made yesterday. Now, the thing is, I weighed out in my little bowl, I weighed out 20 grams of the black. Because I'm like, I'll just add it to the same bobbin and it'll be fine. So 20 grams of the black. Meaning, to weigh my progress at the end of the day, which I did this morning, before I did anything else, making my coffee. I don't mind doing this now, it'll be fine, because I can rejoin it. I just did that. Put this to one side. Because I knew I started with 20 grams, I could weigh this. And that would tell me how much I'd spun. Want to know how much I'd spun of the black? 6 grams. So a little bit of maths for you. 16 grams for my little sample fiber, which is beautiful. I love this. This is so cool. I should totally buy some of that merino silk blend off their website. That's totally why they send you samples, by the way. They're not doing it from the goodness of their hearts. But even so, it's a smart business decision because now I adore this and I kind of want more. Not gonna lie. I'm trying to de-stash my fiber. I don't want more fiber. She said with dishonesty in her heart. Then, so that's 16 grams. This is 12 grams. This is 25 grams. This is 20 grams. This is 20 grams. This is 6 grams. So I'd made 16 plus 12 plus 25 plus 20 plus 20 plus 6. And it's upstairs. I failed. It's upstairs. One moment. Poppy says hi. BFL. I actually made some progress on this yesterday. I don't know a lot. I was mostly kind of being slightly obsessed with my drop spindle because it felt like everything was going so quickly. So I was slightly obsessed with the drop spindle. Yeah, you guys saying I should use a lighter drop spindle? You were right, this was much easier. And it's way faster. And I was kind of obsessed. I may have spent all day yesterday spinning, not gonna lie. That's not going to be a pattern. I mean, if that was a pattern, I'd probably end up with like wrist pain and I'd end up injuring myself. So that's not going to be a pattern. But for the last day of Tour de Fleece, as a one-off, sure. This guy, which I weighed the amount I've spun using the same method of which I used for the black because I'd originally weighed out 20 grams of the BFL. This is BFL. Everything else is Corrodale. I have this really bad habit of not mentioning the sheep breed. It's terrible. Everything else is Corrodale, except this. This is a merino silk blend. The rest is Corrodale. This is Corrodale. This is Corrodale. Everything else is Corrodale. This is BFL. And my blue-faced Leicester. Olive, yellowy green that looks extremely weird on camera. And kind of weird in real life, not gonna lie, but I like it. This is 9 grams. This is 9 grams. This was 6. I feel like I misspoke before. That's 6 grams, this is 9 grams. But yes, so maths. 16 plus 12 plus 25. 16 plus 12 plus 25 plus 20 plus 20 plus 9 plus 6. And that gives us, I wrote it down, and apparently I didn't write it down on this page because I am not very organized. You will have already worked it out. I worked it out earlier in my defense. 108 grams. So, did I beat my last year's total of 95 grams? Ooh, yes I did. However, with an asterisk of last year I spun 465.8 meters. This year I have spun, I had it written down. Do you just hate being organized, human? Do you? Human, why are you so disorganized? That is very disorganized. I have notes for future videos in here. I don't have the amount I spun. What are you doing? Wow, I really don't know. I wrote it down. Okay, one moment. I had wrote it down. I was being blind. It's fine. 280.2 meters. But that's only finished yarn. Finished yarn, yeah, I spun less than last year if we want to talk about pure meters. But in terms of grams, including unfinished yarn, I'd spun more. So arguably, I'm in a better position than I was when I finished Tour de Fleece last year. Yes, no? Genuinely ambiguous. It depends. If you ask the question of did I beat my target from last, did I beat my, not target, beat my progress last year? It's a genuine mystery. It depends entirely on if you count the amount spun in grams. Bear in mind, this is an unknown amount of meterage at the moment. And it won't be known until I finish the BFL and apply it with the BFL. Do you count that? Do you count finished gains only? Do you count stuff that's still in progress? It depends entirely on your philosophy, whether I beat my goal last year or not. Given, personally, when I tend to do like stash goals and that kind of thing, I usually focus on grams. I usually focus on grams or number of balls. If I'm trying to like de-stash yarn and stuff like that, I focus on number of balls because that way I don't have to measure, I don't have to weigh it, I can literally just point and count, which makes it super easy. That's why I do it that way. In terms of fiber, I usually do it by grams. So by that metric, I've succeeded, and everything has been from stash, and I've only been tempted to buy more fiber once. I'm very tempted, not gonna lie. But I won't. Yet. That's why they do it, they're sneaky. Anyway, sneaky bobbin sellers aside. Not Etsy either, it's like a company, it's Wigham Woolworks. That's who I bought this from. This is an Ashford bobbin. It's meant for like a wheel. But I bought it for my lazy case because it makes it much easier for me to apply. I don't think anyone would have any objections to that. I don't have a wheel yet. But when I do buy a wheel, this is a single drive. This will totally work on the wheel that I'm looking at and being like, ooh, shall I, shan't I? I'm looking at Kiwi free for the record. So I've seen people literally like pick them up and hurdle them around, which sounds very appealing given that I've got 2 dogs. So I can just pick it up and put it out of the way. That does sound very appealing. And also I don't have a huge space. This is my house! You can see my entire house just from the view of the viewfinder. No, I'm exaggerating. There's a kitchen over there and there's a bedroom and like a little box room that I use as my office and a bathroom upstairs. It's literally a 2 up, 2 down. So it's a small house. So I don't really want like a wheel that's going to be a ginormous, giant thing. So the idea of having something I can just, that's a bit smaller. I've seen people like pick it up and huddle it around somewhere. Okay. And I've seen people with like Kiwi 2, I think. I saw someone spinning Tour de Fleece with Kiwi 2. And they were making really good progress. And yeah, it looked like a smaller wheel. So I'm like, yeah. First time wheel, I don't think that would be too bad. And I know people are instantly going to be like, why do you not buy secondhand? And I'm like, because I don't know all the different brands and stuff, and there's a real risk of picking up a spinning wheel shaped object. And I've been looking on eBay and whatnot. And most of them are collection only, and I don't own a car, so that's kind of a problem. And also, a lot of them are charging the same, if not more, than buying a new wheel. Literally the same, but more. I saw one, and Wigham Woolworks has one going for like, I think 400, something like that. I saw the same wheel on eBay going for 500. And I was like, that's more. How could that be more? Why are you charging more? And it was collection only. So, which you can understand because it's a big object, you know, trying to ship that would be really difficult and really annoying. I think the fact that I live rurally and I don't have a car is kind of, you know, a big reason why I'd probably buy a new wheel as opposed to secondhand. Also, being a beginner, if the wheel has like issues and stuff and like maintenance problems and the stuff I need to sort out on it, then it's going to be just like that little bit harder. Well, if I buy a new wheel, then presumably I don't need to necessarily worry about like long-standing issues in quite the same way. So long as I look at the manual and I look at like, oh, here's what I need to be doing. You know, I can look at guides and stuff that shows me how to like maintain the wheel and keep it in good condition so it doesn't develop those issues. That's my thinking. It might be worth it, but it's not going to be right now. But I'm thinking it's a strong possibility for next year. But that's a long rant and a long ramble, and I can't even see the timestamp because I have these blocks that I was using to stop my phone from sliding around, because my phone's sliding around because my dog ate my phone case. Well, he didn't eat my phone case. He kept grabbing my phone and then walking to the top of those stairs and then dropping my phone down the stairs, and he thought it was really funny. He loved doing it. He was like, yeah. I was like, no. I was like, sat like there, being like, no, 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 drop, leave. And he's like, yeah, sure, I'll leave it. I love him. I love him so much. The phone's fine, but the case was destroyed and I was holding it together with tape, and I finally gave up, binned it, and ordered a new case, but the case has taken a while to arrive. So in the meantime, my phone is naked and it's wanting to slide around the desk, which is really annoying. It's not like wanting to stand up in quite the same way because it hasn't got that bulk. So I use these date blocks to keep everything situated because it was driving me bonkers, otherwise it just kept sliding and falling over. But I'm just talking nonsense at this point, and I don't really think you're interested. I think you're just here for the spin. The spin. The delicious spin. Oh, let's see if we can get this all in one. This has been wonderful. I really enjoyed myself during this Tour de Fleece. And this actually feels quite heavy. The bowl itself is quite heavy, that is true. This has been really enjoyable. I don't know, good amount of spinning. Even if I cheated with the bobbins and this was off camera, admittedly. And so was this. But I did a lot of spinning on camera. I think you can forgive me. And it's been wonderful. And these shall be made into glorious projects, yes. There's one thing I shall leave you with as I try to end this. Yep, I warned you. I warned you. Slippy slidey. Slippy slidey. Slippy slidey. I put the blocks back in their position. Because how dare you? I put the date blocks in their positions to the cameras. Can you tell I don't have... I do have a tripod. It's a camera tripod that doesn't fit my phone. Because it's from an era before people were doing this. Well, it's not entirely true. They were doing this, but they were doing it less. And they weren't doing it on their phones. They were doing it on vlogging cameras and things. It's a long time ago. I have one thing I want to end this with. One thing I want to show you. Wow. Don't worry, I didn't do this during Tour de Fleece. I did not. This. Combined with these two skeins that I did during Tour de Fleece. This is a long-standing project of mine that I've been doing basically since I started learning how to spin. This is kind of like my second ever spinning project that's kind of like more long term. There's something I can't seem to escape when it comes to long term projects. This is a black and green Corriedale Barber pole. Various skeins of it. And so far it's 224 grams total. And I've estimated I need about 450 grams total for a jumper. I want a jumper. This is all spindle spun. Most of it's spun on penny, but maybe the... Oop. Oh, no. Come on, behave. But maybe this new spindle will help me achieve this much faster. Maybe. For now, what I can tell you with great confidence. The spindle needs a name. I name all my spindles. This is Poppy. And this is Penny. This is Poppy. And this spindle has no name, which is unacceptable. People name their wheels. I've seen people name their wheels. But no one names their spindles. Travesty. It's dreadful. Oh, and one thing I should mention too is I kept being driven slightly bonkers by the fact that these cuts were so shallow. Because as I was spinning, it would like fall out of the cut. So I just filed the cut a little bit deeper, and that pretty much instantly fixed my problem. So that's great. Would highly recommend. Because otherwise this was very annoying to spin with. But as soon as I did that, it was a pleasure to spin with. It's fantastic. So, what shall we name the spindle? Because the spindle needs a name. The spindle's produced skeins of great skeinness. Specifically, this one, I think, was mostly spindle spun. With this spindle, I think. Well, certainly all the green was. And certainly, this was. The spindle has achieved great things. It needs a name. Needs a name. Brown. The spindle is brown. Heather? I guess. Why not? Penny is from Pennsylvania, so that was easy. That was an easy pun. I apologize, people from Pennsylvania, but I could not resist the pun. And a penny is my first ever spindle, and you can tell because Penny has been dropped thousands of times. So Penny the drop spindle, quite literally. And support spindle, Poppy. And lightweight drop spindle, you can see why I needed a lighter one, can't you? Look at the size difference, it's insane. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, you can see why I wanted a lighter spindle. And you can see why the YouTube comments were getting mad at me. Not mad, everyone was polite and lovely and extremely helpful. No one's getting mad. I haven't had a single nasty comment on this entire channel. That will change, definitely. But for right now, everyone's been lovely. And the spindle Heather and me, we will have other spindle spinning adventures, I'm sure. But I'm definitely going to be slowing things down a bit. After Tour de Fleece, I'll be uploading a lot less. I'm going to probably aim for once a week, but it won't be like an exact thing. Sometimes it might be once every 2 weeks or whatever. I'm not going to be too worried about it. I'm going to treat this very casually and enjoy myself. Because one thing I've learned is recording every single day and trying to upload every single day. Not for me. Not for me. I think next year for Tour de Fleece, I will probably be recording kind of more of a vlog style, yes, but there'll be like clips throughout the week, and then I'll compile them and edit them into like a weekly video. That's probably what I'll do. That's what a lot of other creators do. I mean, that's what Yenta did for her Tour de Fleece videos, and we adore Yenta on this channel. Yenta from Mine Walden is basically the reason why I learned to spin. So, yeah, you can blame her. You can blame her! Yeah, so I'll leave you with the beautiful black Corridale, which is exactly where we started. We started Tour de Fleece with black Corridale, and now we shall end Tour de Fleece with black Corridale. Goodbye. Hello there, and we wrap up the shout outs for Tour de Fleece with this last one. Yes, 14 subscribers, Sammy shares stuff. Wonderful. Look at that dog. What is there not to love about the dog? We love a dog. We love a dog. It's great. We love dogs. And also, this person, brand new channel, 14 subscribers. Her videos are great. They're really good. The enthusiasm. I have watched these two, and I'm partway through this one. They are fantastic, and you should go watch them. You should. Because the fact of the matter is, personally, I really, really, really enjoy seeing everyone's stuff that they're making. I love seeing everyone sharing their hobbies. I love seeing all of this genuine people sharing their hobbies and enjoying the crafts. I love it. I love it so much. And I want us to see more of it. So let's welcome the new people. Welcome the new people! Because they are wonderful. And they are part of what keeps this craft alive. They are. So let's go. Go. Look at this person's videos. Look at her videos. They are fantastic. They are chill. And they're just so fun to watch. And also, if I sound tired, it's because it's 11 p.m. I need to get better at recording these at a sensible time in the day because good grief. I need to be up at 5:30 a.m. tomorrow. But enough of me falling asleep at the keyboard. You should go to this person because she is not falling asleep at the keyboard. No, her videos are really good. You should go watch them. That's it from me. Goodbye.